Hello all, my name is Keo and we'll continue the next part of this tutorial. So let's get started. So as you have seen over here, we have completed these things over here. We have textured the part. So let's continue with the texturing of this engine part. So very first of all, what we'll do over here is we'll go down, we'll get into the texture part, go into the materials. So very first of all, we'll just isolate this particular selection and we need to texture the top and the bottom part individually. So we'll go into it. We have ungrouped it, so let's ungroup it first and we'll select it, convert to editable poly, and let's select this part over here like this. We'll make this selection over here. So after you are done with the selection part, so zoom this a bit. So if you don't need this selection, you can easily remove such kind of selections from here. Okay, so add some selections over here. So you require the selections, just select it. Okay, that's great. So now just click on this and we'll go into the material part and we'll assign a material over here. So we have some kind of textures over here. So let's go into this buggy textures and let's place a texture. So let's take some kind of old texture over here. So just check out this texture. This is also a seamless metal texture. Okay, so let's take this as a black steel texture. A black steel texture over here, and just assign this texture over here. Let's go into this and assign a UVW map and click OK. That's it. So now as you can see over here, we have assigned this texture. So convert to editable poly, select the polygon, press Ctrl I, that is for the inverse, and let's give the same texture. If you want to give the same texture to it, you can give the same texture to it and give the UVW map. So if you want to give some other texture, you can give some other texture also over here. So now as you can see, let's isolate this part over here. Select this and this part, and we do have some kind of a metal texture which is applied upwards. So just assign this over here, or you can assign some other texture over here. So push this up. So select this and we'll assign this kind of a texture, a bit of a different texture over here. Select this part, the same texture as we have applied over here, that is your old metal texture, black texture. So assign the same texture over here and give it as a UVW map over here, and that's it. Now for the lights, select this faces, over here, and you have an option called self illumination. We'll just assign a bit of a self illumination property over here to give it a bit of glow. Press Ctrl I for the inverse selection. Press Ctrl I for the inverse selection. Go to it and let's give a bit of a black shade. That's it. So as you can see over here, we can assign some more color, and for this we'll make it a bit of a grayish tone. That's it. So as we have done the texturing part over here for this model. So the left out part, so the same part over here also, so you can assign the same kind of metal textures over here. This you can give the shader over here like this. And to the bottom part, as you see over here, we are using this convert to editable poly. Select this bottom part. As you select this bottom part, and you can give any kind of, if you need to give any metal texture, you can give the metal texture to it over here also. Just select this all and let's give this texture to it and give the UVW map and set it as a box. That's it. I guess it's a plain texture, I'm sorry. So get back to the polygon and assign this texture. Now give a UVW map over here and set it. That's it. Okay, alright. So, and isolate it again back. So it is a base part, so it will be hardly visible over here. So if you have any kind of animation done, at that time you can just generate the details. So this is not exactly unwrapped, so if you like to unwrap it, you can unwrap it in this particular way. So you can just select this polygon parts also. If you require it, you can do with this selection for these parts. If you require to unwrap it, if it is visible from the view, then you just unwrap it, or you just assign a very basic texture to it. So you can just assign it something. You can just click over here and grow the selections over here like this, and just grow the selections. Just grow the selections over here. So make sure you are done with it properly. So grow with it. Grow the selections. So what you can do is you can just use this free lasso tool and you can add some selections like this and subtract this part over here. So whatever parts are not required, you please subtract it like this, so you get only the selections which are required. That's it, and which are visible. So just do this kind of selections over here. So the left part, which is inside, you can do it in this way. Do it in this way, better. So now in a very simple form, just get into this material part and give a texture over here, the yellow texture. So just preview some textures. Okay, we'll assign this texture yellow, rusted paint over here, so not a problem. and give as a UVW map and assign it. That's it. So let's end isolate this part. So as you can see, we have textured this part over here. Save this file. So now if you want to just edit a part of this, you can just edit these parts. Like you can shift this a bit up if you want, you can push this up if it is required. If you want to push this a bit in a curvature form, you can push this in this way. So now what I want is, I want to place a camera over here and just want to show the output over here. So what you can do is just go into this line, take a circle. After that, what you can do is take a camera over here. You can go into this camera and take a target camera over here like this. As you can see, if you press C, you are into the camera view. So select this, push this up, select the camera, go into this animation constraint and your path constraint. So once you're connected with it, if you press into the camera view and if you move the camera, as you can see, the animation is moving. So you can generate such kind of details like, the camera movements with the help of this. So select the target from the camera, target of the camera, and push this up. So it's in the perfectly, it's parallel to it. So make sure your movement is absolutely perfect over here. So you can move your target a bit in the center of it. So select the circle and press R and resize it. So now you see, now if you move it and increase the size of this part also, now you can just see the animation part over here. That's what we have done over here. So for the lights also, what you can do is you can assign the texture over here. So just click over here, go over here, select this, inverse it, go into material and assign this lights over here. Select this, Control I, and assign with the self illumination, that is here with the lights color. That's what you are going to assign it over here. You can see the difference over here with the help of this tool finally. So if you are doing with the lighting part also, so you can easily render it. So you can just easily render it. So now what we'll do is just Control A and we'll convert all this into editable poly, and you can just render this part. You can continue it. So you're not done with the, what you can say, the lighting part. So unless and until you don't go with the lighting part, you won't get the better output from it. So convert to editable poly. Oops. So exclude this part and convert to editable poly. So you can go into this rendering environment, and if you want to change any kind of a color for the background, just set up a color. That's it, and you can check the basic rendering of it by pressing Shift Q. You can just check the output over here. So once you are done with the lighting part, so it will definitely look a bit much in a better form. So thanks for watching this tutorial.